Good morning. This is 1 in 36, a presentation from Anderson Center for Autism, celebrating their centennial in 2024. 1 in 36 is a weekly show devoted to autism spectrum disorder.
Good morning and welcome to 1 in 36, the weekly talk show on topics related to autism spectrum disorder. I'm your host, Eliza Bozensky, Chief Development Officer at Anderson Center for Autism. And today I'm talking with our good friend, Dana Hopkins, who is the Dutchess County All Abilities Program Director. Dana, good morning.
Good morning, Eliza. Thank you for having me back again.
Of course. We always want to know what's going on in our own neighborhood in Dutchess County. And we certainly are, as you know, big fans of Think Differently in all aspects of what you do and how the county is really a leader in that area. So let's start. I know that there's a big event coming up. It's the 4th annual Fitness and Field Day. Let's talk about that, and then we'll get into whatever else is going on this summer and as far as you've got planned out. So take it away, Dana.
Sure. Well, thank you. This coming Thursday, June 27th, we have our 4th annual Think Differently Fitness and Field Day at Bowdoin Park in Wappingers Falls on Sheaf Road. It is a Dutchess County park. We have the 4th year. We have currently 300 people registered to attend. We have about 400 volunteers and exhibitors. We have a huge tent that. So our Office for the Aging Golden Years Picnic is the day before. They get 140 by 40 tents that we then utilize the next day for our Fitness and Field Day, and it's divided out into sections with agencies tabling and with resources. But then we have local businesses and agencies and organizations doing various activities. So our early intervention in preschool, their 20 by 20 section will have an array of activities, whether it's matching or an art and craft or a game.
Great.
We have a few parks departments coming in doing different activities. We have a ECS exercise coming in, and he does adaptive strength training exercises. Sensory Stepping Stones brings in their Fit Light, which is like a life-size Simon Says. It's really a lot of fun.
Cool.
And EPC Sports out of Wappingers Falls wanted to do a baseball game, but instead we turned it into a home run derby. So we will be doing a home run. Yeah.
Big stuff, Dana. I have so many questions.
Yeah. And then we have animals.
And animals. And of course, there's
animals.
Okay. So we'll cover it all again, but let me just go back to the very beginning. So this event, the 4th annual Think Differently Fitness and Field Day is happening at Bowdoin Park in Wappingers Falls on June 27th. What time is it happening?
11 to 2.
11 to 2. And do you have to pre-register in order to come?
We prefer, and the registration is closing, but people can call us.
Okay. Do you want to throw that number out real quick or okay.
845-486-3568. And that's going to go to our wonderful assistant, Mara.
Okay. 845-486-3568. And is that number also on the Think Differently website? It
is. It's under Mara, or they can call my direct number, which is 3434. So 845-486-3434. 3434. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure people know that it's from 11 to 2 on June 27th. And you're looking for people to pre-register, which is helpful. I will support you in that. When you're hosting an event of this size, it is very helpful to know how many people are coming. Yeah.
And when everybody's gotten there. So,
and we also provide a free lunch. So that's why we really need the pre-registration.
We don't like to throw away food.
Yes.
I get that too, as somebody who hosts events as well. Okay. 4th year, you've got 300 people currently registered. Is there a maximum number of people who can come? Are you capping it at all?
This is not an event that we cap. I think if there's a year where we get to 500, we may cap it, because That's just that it's a lot to manage, but
a lot of people. So since this is your fourth annual, have you been growing every year since you started this? Is this your highest number of both attendees and volunteers, vendors, local businesses, resources? You know, because you've got 300 people, you've got 400. Sounds like groups or organizations coming to support the event. So is that a record for you?
So it's about the same as last year.
Okay.
The first 2 years, they were held in July. And last year, we decided to take advantage of that week between the end of school and the start of the extended school year. And that's almost doubled our numbers from the year before when it was
very smart that week that nothing's going on.
Let's have a fun day in there.
What do we do? So as a reminder, all you parents out there who have children and want to come to the Think Differently Fitness and Field Day, this is that week when you're all probably grappling with what do we do for these days before the next thing starts. And then Dana, is this something that let's say there was a family with a child with some special needs and then several siblings who were neurotypical and can everybody come? Excuse me. Sorry about that.
That's yes.
Great. Everybody's welcome. This is a family-friendly event for everybody.
It's a family-friendly event for everyone. Yep.
Great. And is there an age range that you feel like the activities that are going to be there are kind of targeted at, or something for everyone?
Something for everyone. Because even though we have early intervention and preschool there, everyone goes to that section. We have a soccer kick, and everyone can go to that section if they want.
Great.
It's
open for business. I love it.
Yes.
Bowdoin Park, Wappingers Falls, 11 to 2 on June 27th. Tell us about, you piqued my interest with the home run derby. Tell us how you're going to do that. Are some of the kids who were at the event going to be able to pick up those balls and bring them back? Is it a participatory kind of event? Tell us how that's going to work.
So the plan currently stands as we're going to have distance markers.
Okay.
And everyone gets at least a shot to hit it. Their name will be written down and it will be marked how far they hit, and that will determine the winners. So EPC does have a limited number of some giveaways, like special giveaways beyond just a token. So, that's, and we're going to make it visual. Our plan is to have stakes with like a ribbon that are colored for the different distances so people can see. Having a game was too difficult to kind of coordinate everyone, because even with a PA system, it's hard to hear because there's so much going on. So we're like, why don't we just do a home run derby? And someone put that out in our event planning meeting, and we've just gone with it since then.
That's great. So, and I bet that person who put it out there, often what happens is that they then own the event and get to plan it when it's a great idea like that. Yeah. But I love that. I think it's a great idea. Home run derbies are fun. It's competitive, but you're also able to sort of, set your own goal and compete against yourself a little bit in terms of trying to reach that goal, which is, I think, a big part of what Think Differently is really about. Is it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about setting goals in so many different ways for oneself, and then just having the opportunity to have access to and participate in all sorts of events that are really open to everyone in your community. So I think it's a really nice reflective aspect of the whole Think Differently message and the huge thing that you've become in Dutchess County and obviously beyond there. Okay, let's talk animals. You said animals. That usually piques people's interest too, and they might be having some questions about, what animals are they roaming around? Is this a petting zoo? What are we talking about?
So, Blue Path service dogs will be there for about an hour.
We love Blue Path. We do. Anderson does a lot of stuff with them. They're great. Okay.
Yeah. So Erica and the crew are going to bring a couple dogs. They usually stay for about an hour. Lucky Orphans Horse Rescue, they have a new trailer that is an educational trailer. So the horses or ponies don't need to come off the trailer. People go into the trailer.
Cool.
So they'll be there. We have Donkey Park from West Park. coming. So Steve brings 1 or 2 donkeys, and they're leashed, but they kind of are like roaming a little bit free, but they have their area where they're in. And then Cornell Cooperative's Extension's 4-H program has Flourishing Farmers, and they are bringing guinea pigs and rabbits, I believe.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Great. That's great. Do you happen to know, you may not, but do you happen to know anything about around what time Blue Path might be getting there? If they're staying an hour, I'm just thinking about people listening might want to either just know that for their own planning purposes.
They're expected to be there from 11 to 12.
Okay. So right at the beginning.
Take.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, don't hold us to this. This is not, things can happen.
Yes.
But if you want to make sure you get to see and interact with those beautiful, wonderful dogs from Blue Path, make sure to get there, on time or even a little bit early so that you can be ready to go. That is just lovely. I love I really love what I'm starting to see more of, which is I've seen the equestrian piece for a while, the horses, the donkeys. I think donkeys have far more to offer this world than we ever maybe knew. Maybe it's social media, but I'm just getting sucked into everything I see them doing. And, I just always feel like they have a sense of humor, but they're just as sort of connected to humans, I think, as we often attribute to horses and dogs. And also having some smaller animals, maybe for people who might be a little intimidated by something a little bit bigger, having those guinea pigs and rabbits is a great addition as well. Yes. Thank you for giving us the overview. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll get into more details and see what else is being planned with Think Differently this summer.
Great.
This is 1 in 36, the weekly talk show on topics related to autism spectrum disorder. I'm your host, Eliza Bozensky, and we'll be right back.
Somewhere there's a river rushing through the woods while someone rushes through their day. There's a mountain looking up at the sky while someone looks down at their phone. A trail waiting to be walked while someone waits for a latte. This world is full of somewheres waiting for someone just like you. So go see yours at 154 national forests and 20 grasslands. And to learn more, visit nationalforest.org. The National Forest Foundation. See your somewhere.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If I could be you.
And you could be me.
For just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And now, 1 in 36 continues on 100.7 WHUD. This is a weekly community affairs program presented by the Anderson Center for Autism.
Welcome back to 1 in 36, the weekly talk show on topics related to autism spectrum disorder. I'm your host, Eliza Bozensky, and I'm talking with Dana Hopkins, Dutchess County All Abilities Program Director. We spent the first half of the show talking specifically about the 4th annual Think Differently Fitness and Field Day coming up on June 27th from 11 to 2 at Bowdoin Park in Wappingers Falls. Dana, real quick, I'm just going to throw out those phone numbers again and encourage people to pre-register if they're coming and haven't done so yet. So you can call 845-486-3568 or 845-486-3434 and just let the team know you're going to be there. There is a lunch included in the event, you said, right, Dana?
Yes, that's why we're asking for the pre-registration.
Exactly. Last thing we want to do is have food go to waste. So please let them know if you're going to be there. Again, Bowdoin Park in Wappingers Falls sounds like there's already 300 people registered to attend. It should be a great day. I will be hoping for great weather for you.
And it is rain or shine.
It is rain or shine.
It is rain or shine.
I'm just hoping this heat is over by then, and maybe But if it's not, maybe a little rain wouldn't hurt anybody. I don't know. So you were talking about, all these different things that are going to be happening, the home run derby, the activities, the fact that there's a specific place for early intervention and preschool kiddos to do some activities specifically designed for them, but we expect to see everybody kind of running through there. The animals that are going to be on site. Is there anything else about Fitness and Field Day that you want to cover before I ask you about what else is in the works?
So we do actually, our Department of Emergency Response, depending a day like today, if we were to have it, they will have misting fans. So there will be a misting tent station.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And we have two different parking areas. So we have the field and we have the gravel. Near the large tent that we have, there is a beach volleyball. So we've asked parks to bring over their beach mat. So people don't have to go all the way around. If they use a wheelchair, they can just roll right over it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's so many more that it's like there's about 40 different agencies, businesses coming to support this event. That I've missed a lot of them, and I'm sorry to all those I missed. But
don't apologize. Just this is why you're on here, so you encourage everybody to come out to the event, and then you'll see for yourself who's there. But I love everything that you guys do at the county and within the Think Differently group is really, you'll never be disappointed, listeners, when you go there. Like you just said, Dana, you think of everything. Beach volleyball, great, fun, unique, fun game. But yeah, for somebody who's in a wheelchair, inaccessible, difficult to go around, makes your life more difficult having to go farther distance to get around that space. Beautiful idea to think of the beach mats, which are going to be there. So I think these are all great ideas and really important for people to know so they feel very safe and comfortable and welcome at this event. And that also just sounds like a lot of fun. You mentioned that there'd be misting fans. I assume because the tents are going to be there, there'll be shade.
Yes.
Are you encouraging people to bring their own water, or will there be water stations available for everybody?
So we will have water with the lunch, bottled water with the lunch. There's not really a water filling station at the lower levels of Bowdoin Park. So if people want to bring their own water, that's also encouraged. Because we will have recycling available if someone brings a disposable water bottle.
Good to know. And I am one of those people who loves to remind everybody to stay hydrated. So it can't hurt to bring your own. Also, always a little good tip, keep some cool in your car somehow if you bring a cooler so that when you're done with the day, you have some nice cold water in your car to get home.
Yes.
All right, Dana, let's take the last couple minutes of our conversation today. Tell us what else after Fitness and Field Day. The summer is just getting started. So what else can people look forward to? And let's make sure we also share the website or wherever you're keeping track of all this information.
So the next up is July 19th at the Bowdoin. We'll be doing a sensory-friendly showing of Frozen.
Nice.
So almost a winter in July type of thing. We are confirming if it's a sing-along or not.
Isn't Frozen always a sing-along, regardless of what you say so or not?
So even if it's not, with the bouncy ball words, we still encourage people to be who they are and what they want to do to enjoy the movie.
If you feel it in the moment, you do it.
So that's
great.
Friday,
okay, so that's
July 19th.
Great. What time? What time is that? Do you know?
It's either 6 or 7. I can't remember. Okay. We will have the information up. If someone attends Fitness and Field Day, we'll be the first resource tent. So stop by and take a picture or grab a flyer. Take a picture of the flyer or grab a flyer.
All right. So that's July 19th, the sensory-friendly performance of Frozen. Awesome. I'm sure that will be a big hit. What else?
Oh, and then we're at the fair, Dutchess County Fair all week. August 20th to 25th, with Think Differently Thursday on August 22nd, where the rides, games, Everything is lowered sound, lowered light. The Midway vendor is fantastic about understanding which rides are too loud just to operate, which is a handful of rides that they won't operate. But we're there all week with a sensory-friendly space. So behind our tent, which is on Livestock Hill, there's going to be another tent that is a quiet space, people to come in and relax, just regroup if needed. So we'll have that.
That's one of my favorite things. I just want to comment again. I live very close to the fairgrounds, and, my kids certainly go. And I've talked to you and others over the years about this particular Think Different like Thursday, and it makes such a difference. Just on behalf of so many families that I know through working at Anderson who otherwise would not be able to come out and enjoy such a tradition in Dutchess County. The fact that you've gone out of your way to, again, do this. And I know that the Imperatis and everybody at the fairgrounds are so supportive and actively seek the opportunities out to host more individuals and families with different types of sensory needs and experiences. And also, I like to take this opportunity to also note, for people who don't have a diagnosis of autism or something, another neurodivergency, there are quite a lot of people who might just have a better time with a slightly less loud, sort of noisy, lights flashing type of experience at an amusement park or at a fair. And so I think it's a good opportunity to remind people that what is often really helpful for people with various types of special needs can also be a wonderful experience for everyone in your community. So I just love that we're starting to see more and more and more of that. So that's on 8/22, August 22nd of Fair Week. You'll be there.
Yeah. So also, while everyone's at the fair enjoying it, look around at some of the wooden planter boxes. Some of them, about 30, will have a sign on them because the fairgrounds and Phantom Gardener and Think Differently teamed up to provide flower box planting workshops.
Ooh.
So they will have signs on them with the agencies that help plant them. And then outside of the 4-H showcase, the Hidden Hollows showcase in the horse arena, and the donkey and mule showcase. There's also, last year we started Grow Differently, which was a recycled garden art category.
Okay, I remember this. I think I saw some artists involved in this one. Yeah.
So that's back, but we also added Rock Differently. The theme of the fair this year is Dutchess Fair Rocks.
Okay.
And in the Hobbies and Crafts building, they're doing painted rocks with different themes for all ages. So we're participating in that with Rock Differently. Again, if you come to Fitness and Field Day, grab a flyer, take a picture of the flyer, or call one of us of the numbers previously given, and we'll get you on our email list and send you the info on how to register.
And if somebody goes to the Dutchess County, overall Dutchess County website, they can get to Think Differently. They're through there, right?
Yes. Or they can go to thinkdifferently.net.
Thinkdifferently.net. Even better, thinkdifferently.net. So go to that website. You'll find out information all about the 4th annual Fitness and Field Day coming up on June 27th. Also, the event at the Bardavon on Friday, July 19th, which is the sensory-friendly performance of Frozen. The Think Differently Thursday, part of Dutchess County Fair. And then all these other things that you just listed. I love it. The connections are just being made more and more every year. The wooden planter boxes, the stuff going on outside of the 4-H showcase, Grow Differently, Rock Differently, and again, all can be found on thinkdifferently.net. But just circling back to the very next event, which is coming up soon on June 27th. If you haven't already registered to go, please do. Again, at this point, you need to call 845-486-3568 or 845-486-3434 just to let people know that you're coming and how many of you are coming so they can make sure that they have just enough lunches, but not so much that anything gets wasted. Dana, we're pretty much out of time. I just want to thank you as always.
Thank you, Eliza.
Like you have so much going on. We got to have like a monthly interview just to keep up with you guys.
But I feel like it.
Really great to hear what's going on with Think Differently. And on behalf of just all the families at Anderson and all the staff who often frequent your events, thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We can't wait to see everyone this summer.
Great. This is 1 in 36, the weekly talk show on topics related to autism spectrum disorder. I'm your host, Eliza Bozensky. And remember, Anderson cares.
You've been listening to 1 in 36, a weekly presentation from Anderson Center for Autism, celebrating their centennial in 2024. Join them for another edition of the show next weekend.